Good morning, you strange and wonderful weirdos. I'm John.
And I'm Stacey.
It's Wednesday, October 19th. And here's why today is strange.
All right, so let's start with a story about some more rumors about, the alien technology being reverse engineered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this article was done by George Knapp.
Oh.
Who, if you don't know who George Knapp is, he's an investigative reporter. He works in Las Vegas for KLAS, like Station 8 out there.
Should just be KL. We have George Knapp.
Yeah. And he is very thorough and in-depth, always covers topics like this. But he did an interview.
He looks coast to coast, continent to continent.
Yes. So he did an interview with a man named Tim Tinsley. And Tim Tinsley is the president of Radiance Technology. Now, Radiance Technology has worked in the Las Vegas community, really close to Nellis Air Force Base for, like 20 years or so. And they have quietly become a major player in developing more cutting-edge weapons. Mm-hmm. So George Knapp, with these rumors that we talked about going around, decided he'd go right to the heart of the issue.
Right.
And he just asked him, he said, do you guys work on reverse engineering technology? And, Tim Tinsley, he said that he couldn't really talk about...
This one could see.
he couldn't really talk about what they did work on, but that, that they weren't... he encouraged that. He said we would do it in a heartbeat, but we do not have any contracts where we're actually reverse engineering, UFOs, like they would admit it if they did. But Radiance Technology does have 105,000 square foot laboratory space, and they work on exotic defense technologies, direct energy weapons, hypersonic missiles, systems to defend against cyber warfare. And recently, they just hired a man named Jay Stratton, who was formerly the head of the Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, and he is a reverse engineering specialist. And Jay Stratton convinced them to also hire Dr. Travis Taylor. Who now both work for Radiance Technologies. And they asked even Dr. Taylor, they said, is this something that you guys are looking into? And he happened to say that, they can't really talk about what they're working on, but they are doing reverse engineering of things that, they're practicing that. They're building up their skills, is what he said.
Travis Taylor from Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, he's like an astrophysicist.
Yeah. Still kind of wild, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they basically just hired two veterans of UFO research.
It seems like that show in itself really just kind of... It excelled past what most of your run-of-the-mill UFO shows do. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of conversation come out of that show.
There is, yes.
And there's a lot of, almost when it's on season, almost weekly type conversation. And it seems like it changed the lives of everybody that was involved with it.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And I guess it's continuing, but...
I believe that it's really interesting and strange that they keep dropping these articles about, the reverse engineering and the rumors. And there's even the mention in here about the legislation that's pending to encourage whistleblowers to come forward and talk about the reverse engineering and what they know. So, it's like they're planting the seeds. It's out there.
The seeds are planted. The seeds are all over our face, and we feel like the party's over, and we got to clean up. It's been bad. I mean, it's and good, bad and good. It just seems like we're on the precipice of something, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really too much. There's too many little smokes here and there. There's got to be a fire. Something has to burn us soon. Because I smell the smoke of truth.
Yes.
So that fire is somewhere around here. It's going to be in your lifetime.
I think so.
I mean, it is. It's going to be in your lifetime. And that's, I'm actually calculating the fact that you may not make it through the next COVID strain. So, I mean, I think it's going to be very soon.
And the funny thing is it probably won't make as big an impact as people think it will.
No. No, it won't. The way they'll do that is they'll bore the piss. There's two ways they have of doing these things. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a few.
Right.
But two main ones is they'll put it in the midst of And then on page 29, have a real big Ben Stein sounding guy. You know?
Right.
Congressman Ben Stein. Hey, isn't that? No. Then on page 2949, we're going to talk about aliens. And
everybody's sleeping by that point.
Everybody's completely sleeping. And then there's something happened to the feed. They're like, oh, we talked about it, though.
Yeah, it was
then,
there.
Then, of course, one of the other ones is, all right, guys, what's going to come up next is we're going to talk about the alien. Oh, my God, what happened to that factory? Oh, God. All those naked lesbians. They just took it all out, and now they're doing things with one another. What? Oh, my God. And then we all watch that. Or they throw some blonde chick down a well. You know.
I mean, there are many tactics.
Yeah, there are a lot of tactics.
There are many tactics.
They do it on a Friday afternoon out of the
always
news
on a
cycle.
Friday afternoon.
You know, there's so much there to be able to. It's a little October surprise.
My favorite is when they tell you the truth, but they put one little wrong factoid in there so that the fact checkers can come in and say, that's not true.
Oh, yeah. And then completely delete everything you ever did on it, which is commie. I'm not even going to get into it.
Okay, let's move on. All right, so let's talk about the company Colossal Biosciences. This is the company, your favorite company.
That's a short version.
The one that wants to resurrect the woolly mammoth.
Yes.
Yes, so it has quietly come out in the news recently that they are now being funded by the CIA. Partially funded by the CIA. So it just turns out that they've decided that, this was a report in the press. It wasn't, there wasn't a lot of hoopla around it, that they're funding the research to revive the extinct creatures. Right now they're working on the woolly mammoth, and they want to also revive the thylacine, which is like a tiger,
I'm aware.
Yeah, okay. So they've pledged the money, and, they're not really interested in the woolly mammoth and the thylacine. They're interested in the gene editing. They want them to continue the research.
Then why not make a ancient gopher?
Because I guess that's what they're working on. I don't know.
It's a saber-toothed freaking pack rat. It's
right.
like the three-toed pack mule.
I know. But I think it's very interesting that the CIA is so interested in how to edit the gene sequencing, the DNA,
it's
the CRISPR.
so bloody interesting.
Yes.
Holy God.
So now they're getting some major funding.
Once upon a time, I had a band.
Right.
When I had that band, I wrote a bunch of songs about cloning. Now listen, I had that band when I was a youngin'. They had Dolly the sheep.
Yes.
And oh my God, I was a young, opinionated young man, and I was dating this girl, and I wrote this song. It was all about clones and how it was wrong, and Creator Unknown.
There you go.
Creator Unknown was one of the names of one of the songs, and I hated it. I couldn't stand it. It bothered me. There was just something wrong with the whole thing.
He hated the cloning. He didn't hate the song. He liked the song.
No, I liked the song. The song was good. But it was like, to me, it was like a scientific Tower of Babel.
Right. Like we're just getting into
Playing
things
God.
we shouldn't do.
You and all your fancy schmancy rubber degrees, it don't mean anything. You're a professor of scientific theory of comic books, and
Means you get to play with the CRISPR machine and bring back Ice Age creatures, hopefully. They don't really bring them back. They sort of modify modern elephants with...
they bring them back.
Yeah.
They're on an island. Jurassic Park was one of those things that was just like, ha, 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 ha.
What are they going to do when they bring back the woolly mammoth and then bring back the thylacine and then they start fighting?
That's why they bring them back. It's a bunch of rich pricks out there. They're either hunting these bastards. No, listen to me.
Right.
You have a bunch of little like Bezos and all these guys out there. Mm-hmm. They don't let Elon come because he brings like big ass guns, right?
He brings the flamethrowers. It's like, we don't want to shoot the meat and cook it.
But it's one of two things. They either kill them or they watch them screw.
Or both.
Or both.
Probably both. All right.
Pray continue.
Let's move on. All right. So let's talk about a new series on Netflix called The Midnight Club has gotten into the Guinness Book of World Records. They have broke the jump scare record for one episode. Yes, one of their episodes has 21 jump scares in it, and that is a new record.
The premise of that show is horrible.
So if you haven't heard about this show, it was co-created by Mike Flanagan. Now, he's the guy that's also behind Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass. And it's a show that's based on a novel about a person that's...
Oh, I'm thinking of Walt Flanagan. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was wondering what you were doing over there. That is terminally ill and is sent to a hospice place with other terminally ill patients. And it's a younger person, and they make some friends, and they make like a midnight club where they meet at midnight and they talk, and they make this pact that when one of them passes from their illness, that they would send a sign from beyond the grave. Mm-hmm. So I guess ultimately one of them passes, and scary things ensue.
So something good's coming out on Netflix.
What's that?
Oh yeah. This is actually good. So Graham Hancock, if you guys didn't know, well, he's my real dad. And no, not really. Well, I mean, that I know of. And Graham, ancient history, I mean, get his books. If you don't have his books, shame. We know your name. You need to be reading this stuff because it'll smarten you up some. But alternative history author Graham Hancock released some major big news out of the blue today on social media. For the past 2 years, he has been traveling around the world filming a new series for Netflix, and it drops in just a few weeks on Friday, the 11th of November. The series is called Ancient Apocalypse, and it consists of 8 episodes in which Graham travels the globe hunting for evidence of mysterious lost civilizations dating back to the last ice age. And Graham put out a couple of tweets, and is talking about after more than 2 years of filming 8 episodes all around the world, I'm happy to announce the launch on Netflix Friday 11 November of the new series Ancient Apocalypse. So pretty cool
Sounds
stuff.
very cool.
Oh,
Sounds
it'll
cool.
be fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
because just the guy will blow your mind. If I just started that rabbit hole for you, you're welcome. Because there's
quite the rabbit hole.
Some of the best books I've ever read.
Yes. All right. So Guinness World Record. I just want to say one thing, that the reason that Mike Flanagan broke this record is because he doesn't like jump scares, and the producers always nag him to put them in. So he did this, and he said now when they say that, he can say, I've done that. I have the record. I don't have to put them in anymore.
Choice.
So there you go. All right. So let's move on. Let's talk about some weirdness on the beach. Something strange washed up on the beach. Okay. This happens a lot.
It does.
People don't know what it is.
Feet.
So this woman put a video up on TikTok as she was walking along the beach, and she came across this massive pink object. And it was just long and thin. It was really weird. She had no idea what it was. She took a picture. Yeah. This is in Australia. And she posted it to TikTok. And it turns out that is very close to the mating grounds of the humpback whale.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And it's very, very similar to, whale's junk. Laying on the beach. She had no idea what it was. She was all up against it. She's like, it's the size of my leg. Look. And she's like taking pictures of it.
Was it a whale penis?
As far as they can tell, they even sent the pictures to an Australian wildlife expert. And they said it's hard to tell exactly what it is, but that is what it looks like.
Penis?
They have no idea. It looked like it was sliced in several places. And obviously there's a whale that had a horrific accident, and it was, washed up on the beach.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The wildlife expert says that
bobbit out there.
They can grow to be 10 feet long. This one was not that long. It was the size of the woman's leg, though. It's huge.
Wow. I mean, they're big creatures.
Yeah. I mean, those are the ones that are like, people used to think they're sea monsters when they were up out of the water and stuff a long time ago. Isn't that right? Because whales float on their back and they stick them out of the air.
I don't think that whale penises were once considered monsters. It's...
Oh, yeah. Oh, people in the comments were fantastic with her. They're like, don't touch that. Stop touching that. That's a whale pee-pee.
At least we know it was a sperm whale.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Please.
So this last story is about a strange thing that's happening in the middle of the night at Fort Worth, Texas. So a neighborhood wants answers after a man has been observed sneaking around late at night, trimming the trees.
Is that a new way of
neighborhood.
saying...
No, he's actually trimming the trees.
Oh.
He's out at 3:00 in the morning. He's been caught on people's doorbell cams and, front porch cams.
Did it happen to be changing at the time?
And he's just walking his dog. He has a dog that's not on a
Sounds
leash.
like a little
They're walking around.
Samwise Gamgee kind of trimming the trees.
And he'll stop and he'll clip a little bit off the tree. He'll stand back.
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear anything.
Observe his work. They said sometimes he just takes a little bit. Sometimes he cuts whole branches off of the trees. And people are getting pretty, they're weirded out about it. Not to mention that, it's a nicer neighborhood. They have a homeowners association. They're responsible for those trees. They're supposed to look a certain way. And this guy just comes through. They have no idea who it is. They put a video out so somebody could hopefully identify him. And
Wait,
they said that
they don't know who it is?
They don't know who it is.
They don't live there?
Well, he might. It's a big neighborhood, but the people that have been affected don't know who it is.
Maybe he works days.
And they said that the incidents have been becoming more frequent. Like one night, about a dozen trees on 3 different streets were hit.
Oh my God. Do you think this could be the same guy that's cutting down?
Well, this is how it starts. You start taking your dog for a walk and trimming a few trees, and next thing you know, you're the Gresham Lumberjack or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
You're the serial tree killer.
We still haven't found that serial tree killer.
No. This is Texas, and that was
See, this is what happens.
the other side of the country.
This is what happens. We keep up with these strange facts daily.
Yeah, and you start making the connections.
The connections are there, man. You can see the meme now, can't you? You can see the meme
Get the string.
now. And this is why I have to tell you one more time. It's Wednesday, folks. If you're anywhere near Lexington, Kentucky, you need to come out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to see us. We're there. Scarefest, baby. It's Scarefest week. You can come out. You can get a book. You can sit on my lap. You can do whatever you want to do as long as you're hanging out with us. And don't judge me. I like the fans. Yes. Anyway, come out and see us. We're going to be sitting there in the paranormally section. It's all paranormal sections. But we got a lot of stuff going on. We can't wait. We're featured down there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Scarefest, if you've never been, you need to treat yourself. You need to, just come make a road trip. It doesn't matter if you're a couple states away. We're looking forward to seeing you. Otherwise, this is why today is strange.